Good evening. Welcome to this special edition of Business News. This evening, we have a very special guest, one of the world's top business coaches, sales coaches, specializing in the real estate business, the incredible Richard Duggal. Welcome, Richard, and thanks for coming along this evening. Can I start by asking you how you got into sales, how you got into the real estate business, and what's led you to this moment in time where you're coaching people to help others achieve what they want to achieve in the real estate business?
I've always been selling since very young. I've sold encyclopedias, I've sold vacuum cleaners, and I've sold door-to-door in industrial areas, gym memberships, jewelry, and airline luggage. And then someone said to me, Richard, if you want to make money in sales, the bigger the item, the more money you will make. And so I thought to myself, I could sell cars, I could sell airplanes, but how many people are going to buy an airplane? Then I thought, everybody needs a house. So that's how I got into real estate. I said to myself, I want to be selling houses and property.
Well, that's great, Richard. Now, I know you have a real interest in psychology. I know you've studied NLP, you've studied psychological sales techniques and hypnosis. So could you tell me how you got interested in psychology, what led you to this point in time, and why you felt it was important for you to learn these psychological techniques?
So when I got into real estate, I was given these scripts to learn. And we were told actually to memorize them, internalize them, make them our own, and then go in the field and use them. And they did work. It was very, very good. But sometimes the client didn't follow the script, didn't do their part. And I also realized people are different. Now, I'm in a theater and my wife's sitting next to me, and it's a hypnosis show. First time ever for me. And this gentleman on the stage, just like a traditional hypnotist you imagine on the stage, he had the goatee and the tuxedo. It was quite entertaining. But anyway, after a few minutes, he said, come on the stage. And I saw people getting up and they're going to volunteer. And I'm thinking, what's going to happen to them? And my wife is getting up. I had to hold her down because she was expecting. So I knew this is real. And next thing you know, the things they were doing on the stage, it was incredible. And I said to myself, when I'm telling people to do something, or I'm asking people to do something, or I'm showing them why they need to do something, I'm actually working with their mind, with their brain. So if he can get people to jump around and act like aliens or whatever he was doing, grown-up people, then there's a power of the mind that I want access to. I want to have that power. So I became interested in the psychology of the mind. And then fast forward, I was at a real estate conference in Florida, and the coach was training on scripts, memorized scripts, blah, blah, blah. And we all had PDF printed out sheets. And then before lunch, he said, before we go for lunch, throw me any objection. And he went down the aisle and people started just giving him random objections. And he was tackling them like Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon, like boo, 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 boo. And next thing you know is people were just sitting down and like, okay. And it was all solved. And they all wanted to say yes to him. And I remember almost an out-of-body experience of me getting up and pointing and saying, I want that. So I went to the world of NLP and hypnosis. It took me 5 years of practice every day, applying it in the field, where, yeah, I could do that just as well as anybody.
Well, Richard, that's fascinating to me because, as you know, I have an interest in the mind and how it works myself. So that's fascinating how you use it in your sales coaching. Now, you're one of the best known, as I said in the introduction, you're one of the best known, most effective business coaches in the world. So could you tell us a bit about what you do and your methods and how they differ from other people's methods?
What's different in my training is other people give you the tools to say, here's the script, go use it. But what I do is I go deeper. I teach you the principle of the script, of why we're using that script and why we're using these words and not other words. And then when the person has the principles, I can make you the script writer. So you can actually, on the fly, just like a great stand-up comedian who can be spontaneous, you can have that ability. And that's what I do. I empower people so they become the person who on the fly says the exact right thing at the right time in the right way.
Now, Richard, I know that in sales, leads are important. Do your agents and your salespeople have to go and get their own leads, or what's the situation with your training and your company? How does that work in your company?
The agents that join my team don't need to have any leads. I'll keep them so busy that they haven't even got the time to call my leads. I've got so many leads that they cannot even call them all. And I'll give you the exact numbers. They will get between 5 to 15 seller leads a day, plus the ones in inventory that can always go back to the pool to see all the other seller leads, people who are thinking of selling maybe before Corona, during Corona time. So now they're thinking, maybe I should sell. Things are opening up. So I've got one girl, she's on the phone. In her first year, she took 31 listings, a full pop, 31 listings a first year, and she's in her early 20s, and she only weighs about 105 pounds.
Well, that's amazing, Richard, that you can coach somebody that young, and in their first year, they get that many listings. It's amazing, which is testament to the coaching that you do. Now, I know that in sales, the voice is important. Now, a lot of people believe their voice is weak or their voice is the wrong voice in that situation to influence or to create a sales situation. And I know that you specialize in teaching people and training people to have the right voice at the right time in the right situation. So could you tell the viewers just a bit more about how you work with people, increasing their ability, their voice, if you like, in those situations?
Your voice is your delivery system for your influence and persuasion. So you've probably heard a coach or you've heard an audio where you couldn't even listen to the person because their voice wasn't that great, even though the material was good. And yet there's other people you will listen to where you go, wow, that's a great voice. I just want to keep listening to it. Well, we are going to give you that voice. The good news is you can change your voice. Many people believe that you're born with a voice and that's the end of it. But we can change your voice. I had one client who had a very strong voice, but used to scare people on the phone. People used to hang up. And I told him that I want you to maintain your authority. We're going to maintain all the authority and commanding presence of your voice, but we're going to make it more open and welcoming and comfortable for people to talk to you. So what I did was I built a rhythm into the voice. And now when he speaks, he has a warmth to him. He has a warmth and caring in his voice while having the authority. We're also going to give you the tools to change the voice depending on what part of the message you're giving. So if you're being empathetic, you need a different voice. But when you want people to sign the contract, you want more gravity. I mean, some people call it a DJ voice, where you say, John, I'm glad that I'm here. Let's get the ball rolling. And I'm going to give you the capacity to go into DJ voice, empathetic voice, different voices that will all be naturally yours. I'll work with you individually. One thing that I found, I went to New York where the Broadway actors perform, and I went to the place where they get trained. It's a big building, and you walk in and you can hear people singing. and doing acting and things like that. Amazing. And even comedy. And what they found is that in a survey, there's one sense of voice that everybody likes universally, and that is resonance. Everybody likes resonance in a voice. It's universal. So I'm going to help you gain resonance by having you vibrate parts of your body when you're speaking that will create that resonance and that power whenever you need it. Because there's a time when you want to be the leader and you need to have that voice. So this is what you're going to get from my team. Not only this, the voices, the psychology, the NLP, the hypnosis training. I'm going to give you tools you're not even aware of. I'm going to show you how to read people. And so this is just the beginning. The voice is just a taste of what you're going to be getting, enjoying.
Well, Richard, having listened to what you just said, I think I'll book some coaching with you myself for my voice. And I have this kind of London twang. It may be better if I sound a little bit more BBC, but that was fascinating. Now, can I just ask you this next question? I know that when in most situations, sales teams have a designated area of working. Is that what you do in your teams? Do people have a designated area where they can work, or are they free to choose where they work?
Before I answer that, by the way, you have a great voice because you have character in the voice. It's very attractive. So going back to the areas, what happens is that in many teams, an agent will be farming an area. So that's the area you normally work. So when you join a team, you're going to be working that person's area. In my team, it's the opposite. You will choose the area because I have leads all over the city and beyond. All you have to do is look at my listings and you'll see listings an hour away from my office, 2 hours away, literally right now, properties I have listed, which means that you will choose the area and you're going to be the king or queen of that area. I'll make sure of it.
And so, Richard, do you set the schedule for your teams, for your agents, or do your agents and your teams have any choice in where they want to work and when they want to work?
Important question, because time is time. Time is your life. So do you want to be on an open house when your own family is having a barbecue? Do you want to miss a child's birthday? Do you want to miss having fun, whatever you want to do on the weekends? How about the evenings? What if you want to do a dancing lesson with your spouse on Thursday night? Well, when you join other teams, all those things are taken away. And all you have to do is go into an area on a Saturday and Sunday, and you'll see team agent signs because the team agents are doing open house and they're obligated to do them if you want leads. In my team, it's the opposite. What I do is I help you design a business plan of how much you want to make in the year. And part of that plan is how many calls you'll make, your activities, and also your schedule. And together we're going to help you design a schedule that works for you. Now, one of you may say, I want to work every day, which is fine. But another person may say, Richard, I have a family. I don't want to work weekends. Great. I have a schedule for you. Let's say you say, I don't want to work evenings or most evenings. Brilliant. I have a schedule for you because you are going to tailor your own schedule. That is absolutely critical for you. If you join a team not thinking about it, you're going to be ending up away from your family in the evenings and the weekends. Because I make you a listing agent, you will control your own time.
I absolutely agree, Richard. We all need that work-life balance. And it sounds that by the way you work your methods, you enable your agents, your teams to achieve that. Now, I've heard about your top 1% sales methods, which enable your students, your agents, your teams to become part of that top 1% in the real estate business. So could you tell me a bit more about that, about the methods you use to help your agents achieve and get into that top 1%?
My team, our philosophy is we love our customers. We want to give them such great service. And now they're going to tell all their friends. It's our duty, it's not theirs to tell their friends. Our duty is to make it so wonderful and such a great experience that they are going to be so happy. They'll give us repeat business and referrals. And the way that's done is that we're very intentional in our business. In most real estate offices, if you have any experience, it's not a production-based environment. It's like a social club. So people are talking about their trip in the computer room, or people are going for a lunch for 2 hours and not talking real estate. In our business, we are focused on two things. All we do is prospect and practice. So we practice every day. We are working on reviewing and preparing our listing appointment. So when you're in our office, you'll be moving quickly, you'll be getting things done. It's a production-based environment. This way, you can do more in 30 hours than somebody else can do in 85 hours because everything is intentional. There's a difference between accomplishment and movement. Some people move around in their office and they think they're working. We are into accomplishing. So we are going to set goals and we're going to have a schedule you're going to design, and it'll be a production-based schedule. The other thing is we work on our sales skills because we recognize that you can have all the leads in the world, but if you can't convert them, then we have a problem. So you're going to learn exactly what to say to pre-qualify a client, exactly what to say when you're talking to them, how to respond to them, how to handle their objections. We're going to give you a very powerful listing presentation, and there's something really important, the track record to go with it. Because you're going to have a track record showing them you're in the top 50 out of 58,000 agents in our city. The top 50 is a list, and you're going to show people the list. So what's going to happen is people are going to say, well, obviously, I got to go with you because you know what you're doing. So you're going to have that credibility. Having that credibility will give you the confidence to walk in that listing with that swagger and confidence that you're the right person for the job. And that will give the client the confidence in you that I've got the right person. I'm going to work with you.
I totally agree, Richard. Confidence is essential, not just in sales, but in life itself. And I know through your coaching, through the way you teach, through your methods, your agents, your teams have that super confidence because you walk the walk, as I say. Now, I know one of the things that most people fear when they're thinking about getting into sales is cold calling. Do your teams have to cold call? What's the situation when it comes to cold calling for your teams, your agents?
You've got leads to call. There's no need to cold call. I have nothing against cold calling, but it's unnecessary because we have leads. I have more leads than you can call. So what happens if you're calling somebody? Oh, by the way, let me explain the leads. There's 3 things you know about every lead that I'll give you. This is not an internet lead that says, give me an evaluation by email, but I'm not giving you my phone number and you don't even know their real name. In my case, there's 3 things you know. You know their real name, their real address, and you even know how much they want to sell the property for before you call them. So imagine calling somebody and you're saying, Mr. Johnson, I know you're asking $550 or $950, whatever it is for the house. You got a conversation going. Imagine that, making just a cold call and saying, hello, yeah, my name is X. You want to sell the house? Boom. So no, in our team, you don't make cold calls. And remember one thing, reality check. When you have internet leads from a team, those are cold calls because they are not expecting and not even wanting your call. All they did was put their name in a web form saying, I'd like to know how much that house is on the computer. And then suddenly they get a call from you. That is a cold call. So when you want to cold call, then you want to join a team where all they give you is internet leads. But if you don't want to cold call and you want to call people who are already interested in talking to somebody about selling their property, before you pick up the phone, that's called a warm call. So we're going to give you warm calls, not cold calls.
That's great news for the people you train, Richard. I know, because in a past life, I've had to do some cold calling, and it's a pretty lonely place to be, out there with the bullets of rejection fly, as I used to say. So the fact that you give your agents, your teams, warm leads, as you call them, or hot leads, where the client has already been qualified, if you like, is an amazing thing and a great asset. Now, the last question, Richard. What kind of support do your teams get from your company? What do your agents get? And how do you support them? And how does your support differ from other teams and other real estate agents that are out there?
Join my team, you'll get tremendous support. Let's go through it. Number one, you get a broker on site. So that means you've got someone available to you 7 days a week. Compare that to any other office. It's a 911 call. You could be in a situation on a listing appointment and somebody says, oh, what about the holdover clause from the last agent? Well, my broker will actually get on the phone with that seller and convince them and give them the reassurance so they can sign that contract. We're going to give you complete support, any offer you have, any question you have. But not only that, I give you your own admin person. So that means that you're focusing on what you're supposed to do, which is the front man making sales. So our front woman. So this is what happens. You bring in a listing, we upload it. We upload the pictures. We do all that background work. When you're going out on a listing appointment, the listing package is already arranged, already packaged for you. So that 20 minutes, you're not doing it. Don't underestimate how much time it can take for admin work. I was talking to an agent from one of our head offices who was looking to join the team. And how much time do you spend on admin work? And I'm not sure. He actually calculated it. 50% of his time is just admin work. So what if we could take that out? That's already going to increase your sales by double, just that alone. I'm available to you 7 days a week. What that means is you need a call, a persuasion question. I had somebody in a house and they said that they want to sign, but they want to talk to their attorney. They're a lawyer. What do I do? So I gave them the script and they got it signed. So this is the available support to you. And I want to be supporting you. I want you to win. So I'm there for you. Before you go on an appointment, sometimes you can role play. You can say, let's say you go, this is going to be a tough one. I'm going for a very high-end property. Or just, I need the confidence for this one. Then you and I will role play the actual presentation or role play the objections that you feel are going to be coming on that appointment to give you the confidence to get that contract signed. I'm with you all the way.
Well, Richard, it's obvious to me, I'm sure it is to the viewers, that this is more than just a job for you. This is a passion for you, helping people achieve their dreams through helping them become phenomenal salespeople. So I want to thank you once again for joining me, answering these questions and giving the viewers an insight into how you work and how you help others. So thank you once again for being here this evening.
It's a pleasure, and I'd love to get you on the phone. Anyone seeing this video, let's talk. It'll be enjoyable, it'll be pleasurable, and I'll even give you something to take away that you're going to use in your business, because I believe in strong relationships. So whether we work in this model or a different model, or we just become friends, let's win together. Get on the phone with me for 15 minutes, and I promise you it'll be time well spent. And it'll be something you'll remember. I'm going to give you something, a tool or a weapon or some capability that you never had before. That's a promise to make you more successful, have a happier life, and enjoy this business even more.
Well, thanks again, Richard. This has been a special edition of Business News. I want to thank Richard once again for spending his time with us, giving us an insight into what it is to become a great business coach, sales coach, and what it is, how you can create great sales in your business. So if you're interested in working with Richard, then there's a link below. I'd ask you to contact him, find out what he does, find out how he can help you, and I'm sure he can. So I'm Freddie Jackman. Thanks again for watching. Wherever you are, stay well, be happy, and have a great life. Take care.